Basically, today we are going to discuss the last topic of the chapter, that is adjustment of capital. Sometimes at the time of admission of a new partner, the partner may agree that their capital should also be adjusted so as to be proportionate to their profit sharing ratio. So capital partners may be adjusted in any of the following cases, and we have like 3 cases regarding adjustment of capitals. So first adjustment is adjustment of capital of new partner on the basis of old partners' capital. And the second case is adjustment of old partners' capital on the basis of new partners' capital. And the third case is when total capital of the firm is given or fixed. So these are the 3 cases regarding adjustment of capital. Okay, now let us understand these 3 cases one by one. So the first case is adjustment of capital of new partners on the basis of old partners' capital. So here what happened is, at the time of admission, sometime a new partner may not be given the question. In that case, we have to calculate new partners' capital on the basis of old partners' capital. So in order to calculate new partners' capital, we have 2 important steps, 2 necessary steps. The first step is steps. So the first step is to calculate total capital of new firm, which is equal to sum of adjusted capital of old partners multiplied by reciprocal of remaining share. So here sum of the adjusted capital of old partner means sum of closing capital of old partners. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, so here 2 balance carried down means closing capital of old partners. So X and Y are old partners. So here 33,900 and 22,600 is closing capital of X and Y. and we call it as adjusted capital. Why we call it as adjusted capital? Since we get this amount after making all the adjustment relating to workman compensation fund, general reserve, remaining of goodwill and loss on revaluation. That is why we call it as adjusted capital. It is also known as closing capital of old partner. If we add this to amount of old partners, then it will become sum of adjusted capital of old partners. Okay. So here, reciprocal of remaining share means, suppose say C is admitted as a new partner for 1/5 share, and if we deduct 1/5 from 1, then we will get what? Remaining share. So here we have to assume 1 as firm's share. So if we deduct new partner's share from 1, then we will get remaining shares. So remaining share will be 4/5. So what is reciprocal of 4/5? The reciprocal of 4/5 will be 5/4. Actually, we have discussed this topic in accounting treatment of new profit sharing ratio. Is that clear for you? Reciprocal of remaining share means we have to deduct new partner's share of profit from firm's from 1. So here we have assumed that 1 has firm's share of profit. So if we deduct 1/5 from 1, you will get remaining share. And what is reciprocal of remaining share? The reciprocal of remaining share will be 5/4. Okay, now the second step is to find new partner's capital. Since new partner's capital is not given in the question, so we need to find new partner's capital. So new partner's capital is equal to total capital of new firm. Since it is, we have already calculated total capital of new firm. So new partner's capital is equal to total capital of new firm multiplied by his share of profit. His share of profit means new partner's share of profit. So these are the two steps for the calculation of our new partner's capital. Okay, now we are going to solve one question regarding case number 1. Okay, so here A and B are partners in a firm sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 2:1. The capital of A and B after all adjustment are rupees 60,000 and 35,000. So here the capital of A and B after all adjustment means 60,000 and 35,000 are closing capital of old partner, which is also known as adjusted capital of old partner. They admit C as a new partner who is to contribute proportional capital to acquire 1/6 share of total capital. So calculate capital to be brought in by C and plus necessary geometry. So here new partner C's capital is not given in the question. So in order to calculate new partner's capital, we have two necessary steps. The first step is to find total capital of new firm. Total capital of new firm. Total capital of new firm is equal to sum of adjusted capital of old partners. So what is sum of adjusted capital of old partners? So 60,000. If we add 60,000, if we add up 60,000 to 35,000, on that 35,000 it will become sum of adjusted capital of old partners. 60,000 plus 35,000, and it should be multiplied by reciprocal of remaining share. So first, what is new partner's share of profit? So here new partner's share of profit is 1/6. So in order to find remaining share, what we have to do is remaining share is equal to 1 minus, what is new partner's share of profit? New partner's share of profit is 1/6. So we have to deduct new partner's share of profit from 1. So how much we'll get? We'll get 5/6. So 5/6 is remaining share. So this share belongs to whom? All partners, that is A and B. So what is reciprocal of 5/6? The reciprocal of 5/6 will be 6/5. 6/5. Okay, so how much we get? 60,000 plus 35,000, how much we get? 95,000, and this should be multiplied by 6/5. 5 1s are 5, 5 9s are 19 into 6. 19 into 6. 6 9s are 54. 6 1s are 6, 11. So we will get how much? We will get 1,14,000. So 1,14,000 will be total capital of new firm. So from total capital of new firm, we have to calculate new partners capital, since new partners capital is not given in the question. So new partners capital is calculated on total capital of new firm. And the second step is we have to find who is new partner here. Yeah, C is new partner. C's capital is equal to, so what is total capital of new firm? So total capital of new firm is 1,14,000, and it should be multiplied by what is his share of profit? New partner's share of profit. New partner's share of profit is 1/6. See, new partner's capital is equal to total capital of new firm multiplied by his share of profit. His share of profit means new partner's share of profit. So what is the new partner's share of profit? The new partner's share of profit is 1/6. 6 1s are 6, 6 1s are 6. So 5 4 6 9s are 24. So how much we get? 19,000. So 19,000 is the amount which is to be brought in by new partner as capital. Okay. Now here we have to pass necessary journal. Since C has brought rupees 90,000 as his capital, so journal entry will be cash account DR to C's capital account. Since C has brought 90,000 as capital, so we have to write 19,000 here. So here cash account is debited because cash is coming to the business, and since cash being an asset of the firm, if asset increases, it should be debited, while C's capital account should be credited since C has brought capital in the business. So therefore C's capital account should be credited. Okay. Now we are going to discuss second case. Okay. Okay, second case is adjustment of old partners' capital on the basis of new partners' capital. Okay, sometime at the time of admission of a partner, the old partner may agree that their capital should also be adjusted on the basis of a new partner's capital. In a sense, they want to adjust their capital so as to be proportionate to their new profit sharing ratio, which means they don't want to have their existing capital. I mean, they don't want to have their old capital balance. Instead, they want to have new capital, a change capital, that too on the basis of new partner's capital. So, in order to calculate old partner's new capital, we have three important steps. I mean, three necessary steps. The three steps are: okay, first we have to find total capital of new firm. The total capital of new firm is equal to new partners capital multiplied by reciprocal of his share. And the second step is to calculate new profit sharing ratio. And the third step is distribution of total capital of new firm among all partners in their new profit sharing ratio. By doing so, we will get all partners new capital. The third step is distribution of total capital of new firm among all the partners in their new profit sharing ratio. By doing this, we will get all partners new capital. All partners new capital. Okay. Okay, now we are going to solve one question regarding the case number 2. That is, adjustment of all partners capital on the basis of new partners capital. Okay, so I'll read the question first. X and Y are partners sharing profit in the ratio of 2:1. Z is admitted into the firm for 1/4 share of profits. Z brings in rupees 20,000 in respect of his capital. The capital of all partners, X and Y, after all adjustment relating to goodwill, revaluation of assets and liabilities, general reserve, etc., are rupees 45,000 and 15,000. So this 45,000 and 15,000 are adjusted capital. In a sense, they are closing capital of X and Y. It is agreed that partners' capital should be according to new profit sharing ratio. Determine the new capital of X and Y. So here we have to find a new capital of all partners and record the necessary journal entries, assuming that the partners whose capital falls short brings in the amount of deficiency and the partner who has an excess withdraws the excess amount. So here, in order to calculate all partners' new capital, we have three important steps. The first step is to find, total capital of new firm. Total capital of new firm. So what is total capital of new firm? Total capital of new firm is equal to new partners capital. Now what is new partners capital? Yes, that is new partners capital, and he has brought rupees 20,000 as his capital. And what is his share of profit? And his share of profit is 1/4. And what is reciprocal of 1/4? the reciprocal of 1 by 4 will be 4 by 1. So how much we get? Yes, 80,000. So 80,000 is total capital of new firm. So after getting total capital of new firm, we have to calculate new profit sharing ratio. And second step is to calculate new profit sharing ratio. So we have to find new profit sharing ratio of X, Y and Z. X and Y are partners sharing profit ratio of 2:1, and they admitted whom? They admitted Z as a new partner for, yes, 1/4 share. So here, yes, so here nothing is given with regard to a sacrifice made by all partners. Here we have only, so here only all ratio and new partners share profit is given. So in order to find new profit sharing ratio, first we have to find remaining share. Why do we find remaining share? Because no information is given with regard to sacrifice made by all partners. So the first step is to find remaining share. Remaining share. So how do we get remaining share? By deducting new partners share profit from 1. So here we have to assume that 1 as firm's share profit. So 1 means it is share profit of X, Y and Z. If we deduct new partners share profit from firm's share, we will get remaining share. What is remaining share? 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 belongs to whom? X and Y. So 3 by 4 will be shared by X and Y in their all profit sharing ratio. So X new ratio will be, so both X and Y will get how? X will get 3 by 4. Y's new ratio will be again 3 by 4. So this 3 by 4 will be shared by whom? X and Y in their all profit sharing ratio. So what is all ratio of X and Y? 2 by 3 and 1 by 3. So we can cancel here. So X new ratio will be 2 by 4. And what about Y new ratio? We can cancel 3 here. So what new ratio of Y is 1 by 4. And the last one is Z's new ratio is already given in the question, which is 1 by 4. So therefore, new profit sharing ratio of X, Y and Z is 2:1:1. Now what we have to do is, the final step is distribution of total capital of new firm among all partners in their new profit sharing ratio. By doing this, we will get all partners new capital. Okay? Now the third step is, first step is total capital, to calculate total capital of new firm, which is 80,000, and the second step is to calculate new profit sharing ratio. Okay, and the third step is distribution of total capital of new firm among all partners in their all profit sharing ratio. So we will get all partners new capital. Now we are going to find X new capital. So what is total capital new firm? Yes, 80,000. So it should be multiplied by, what is X share profit? X share profit will be 2 by 4, which is 40,000. So now X new capital is 40,000. And what would Y's new capital? Y's new capital is equal to 80,000 multiplied by 1 by 4, which is 20,000. So we don't have to find Z's new profit, but Z's capital, since total capital of new firm is based on Z's capital. So if we try to find Z's capital, we will get same amount, that is, we will get 20,000. Okay. So now let's see what is X all capital balance. X all capital balance is 45,000, whereas Y all capital balance is 50,000. So here X old capital balance. Old capital balance means closing capital of X, which is also known as adjusted capital of X. So old capital balance of X is 45,000. And what is Y's old capital balance? Y old capital balance is rupees, balance is 15,000. Now we have to compare old capital balance with new capital. So if we compare X old capital balance, that is 45,000, with X new capital, which is 40,000. The required capital is 40,000, whereas his old capital is 45,000. So X wants to have 40,000 as his new capital. So if we compare old capital balance with new capital, there is a surplus. If there is a surplus, then X's amount of 5,000 should be withdrawn by X. If X's amount is withdrawn by X, the journal entry will be X capital account DR to cash account. So X's amount of 5,000 is being withdrawn by whom? X. If capital is withdrawn, the capital will be decreased. If capital decreases, it should be debited. Since cash is going out of the business, so therefore it should be credited. Since cash being assets, if asset decreases, it should be credited. Now we have to compare Y's old capital balance with Y's new capital. So here Y's new, here the required capital is 20,000, whereas Y's old capital balance is 15,000. So he wants to have 20,000 as his capital. So there is a deficiency. If there is a deficiency, then Y has to bring an additional capital in cash. So if Y has brought an additional capital, then journal entry will be cash account DR to Y's capital account. Since Y has brought an additional capital of rupees 5,000, then cash will be increased. If cash increases, it should be debited since cash is an asset. Okay. And Y's capital account should be credited since capital increases here. And since Z has brought rupees 20,000 as his capital, the journal entry will be journal entry will be cash account DR to Z's capital account. So how much Z has brought? Z has brought, rupees 20,000 as his capital. So here the adjustment of surplus and deficiency are made through cash. Here cash. Sometimes what happens is adjustment of surplus and deficiency are to be made through current account if it is given in the instruction. So if adjustment of surplus and deficiency are made through current account, so current account will be credited instead of cash. So we can write cash if adjustment of surplus and deficiency are made through current account. So instead of cash, what we have to write is X capital account DR to, instead of cash we have to write X current account. The excess amount will be credited to X current account. The amount will be same, that is 5,000 and 5,000. Oh, so here if there is a deficiency, then Y's current account will be debited. Instead of cash we have to write Y's current account. Y's current account DR to vice capital account. The amount will be again same. Okay, is that clear for you? Okay, now we are going to discuss the third case. Okay, the third case is when total capital of new firm is given or fixed. So here the third case is more or less like second case. Only difference is in the second case we have to find total capital of new firm in order to calculate all partners' new capital. But in third case we don't have to find total capital of new firm since it is already given in the question. So here what we have to do is we have to find all partners' new capital and new partners' capital since new partners' capital is not given in the question. Okay, so in order to calculate all partners' new capital and new partners' capital, we have again three necessary steps. The first step is total capital of new firm, which is already given, and the second step is to calculate new profit sharing ratio, and the last step is distribution of total capital of new firm among all the partners in their new profit sharing ratio. So by doing this, we will get all partners' new capital and new partners' capital. We will get all partners' new capital and new partners' capital. So these are the three steps of our case number 3, when total capital of new firm is given or fixed. Okay, now we are going to solve one question regarding the topic. Okay, I'll read the question first. A, B and C are partners in a firm sharing profit in the ratio of 3:2:1. D is admitted into the firm for 1/4 share in profits, which he gets 1/8 from A and 1/8 from B. The total capital of new firm is agreed upon 1,20,000. So here total capital of new firm is given. So on the basis of total capital of new firm, we have to find both all partners' new capital and new partners' capital. and D is to bring in cash equivalent to 1/4 of this amount as his capital. The capital of other partners are also to be adjusted in the ratio of their respective shares in profit. The capital of A, B and C after all adjustments are 40,000, 35,000 and 30,000. So these 40,000, 35,000 and 30,000 are closing capital of all partners, which is also known as adjusted capital of all partners. Calculate the new capital of A, B and C and record the necessary journal entries. Okay. So in order to calculate all partners' new capital and new partners' capital, again we have 3 steps. So first step is to find total capital of new firm, which is already given. So total capital of new firm is equal to, what is total capital of new firm? Yes, 1,20,000. So what is second step? Second step is to calculate new profit sharing ratio. So A, B and C are partners sharing profit in the ratio of 3:2:1, and they admitted whom? They admitted D as a new partner for 1/4 share. So they admitted D as a new partner for 1/4 share. Now here the information regarding sacrifice made by all partners is given. So here A sacrifice 1/8 and B sacrifice 1/8. So here first we have to find sacrificing ratio. So A's sacrificing ratio is 1/8. And what about B's sacrificing ratio? B also sacrificed 1/8. Once we got the value of sacrificing ratio of all partners, we can apply the formula of mu ratio. So what is the formula of mu ratio? Mu ratio is equal to all ratio minus sacrificing ratio. Now we can find mu ratio of all the partners. So here A's mu ratio is equal to, what is A's all ratio? A's all ratio is 3/6 minus, what is A's sacrificing ratio? A's sacrificing ratio is 1/8. So here we have to find LCM. 6/8. 2, 3, 4. 4 3 is 12, 12 2 is 24. So the denominator should be 24. Here 6 4s are 24 means 3 4s are 12 minus 8 3 24 means here we will get 3. So it should be divided by 24. How much we get here? 12 minus 3 will get 9/24. Next, B's new ratio is equal to, what is B's O ratio? 2/6. And what is B's sacrifice ratio? 1/8. Again, we will get denominator of 24. 6 4 means 8 minus 3 divided by 24. So B's new ratio will be 5/24. What about C's new ratio? Since C didn't sacrifice a part of his share in favor of new partner, C's all ratio will remain new ratio, will become new ratio. So what is this all ratio? 1/6. Now what we have to do is we have to make denominator same in order to convert this fraction into ratio. So 6, how much is 6? 6 should be multiplied by 4. So how much we get? 4/24. Now denominators are same. And last we have to find new ratio of D. Since D's new ratio is given, which is 1/4. So in order to get denominator 24, we should multiply by 6/6. So how much we get? 6/24. Therefore, new profit sharing ratio of A, B, C and D is 9:5:4:6. The new profit sharing ratio of A, B and C is 9:5:4:6. Now what we have to do is we have to distribute total capital of new firm among all the partners in their new profit sharing ratio. In doing so, we will get all partners new capital and new partners capital. Okay. Now, A's new capital is, we have to distribute total capital uniform among all the partners in their new profit sharing ratio. So we will get A's all partners new capital. So A's new capital will be 1,20,000 multiplied by 9 by 24. 1, 2, 2 ones are 2, 5, 5 nines are 45. So A's new capital will be 45,000. And what about B's new capital? B's new capital will be 1,20,000 multiplied by, what is B's share profit? Yeah, 5 by 24. 1, 2, 5 5s are 25. B's new capital will be 25,000. And what about C's new capital? C's new capital will be 1,20,000. What is C's share profit? Yes, 4 by 24. So 5 4s are 20. Yeah, C's new capital will be 20,000. And the last one is D's capital. What is D's share profit? 6 by 24. 1,20,000 multiplied by 6 by 24. So 5 6 are 13. So D's new capital will be 60,000. Now we have to see what is all capital balance of all partners. Now, here, all capital balance of all partners are rupees 40,000, 35,000 and 30,000 respectively. So here is all capital balance is rupees 40,000, which is also known as closing capital of all partners. Okay. And what is B's all capital balance? B's all capital balance is how much? Yes, 35,000. And what about C? C's all capital balance is? C's all capital balance is 30,000. Now we have to compare all capital balance with new capital. Now if we compare A's all capital balance, which is 40,000, with A's new capital, which is 45,000. So if we compare A's all capital balance with new capital, A's new capital, there is a deficiency. If there is a deficiency, since the required capital is 45,000, A wants to have 45,000 as his capital, but his all capital is 40,000. So there is a deficiency. So if there is a deficiency, then A has to bring an additional capital of 5,000 in order to get 45,000. So the journal entry will be cash account DR to A's capital. Since A has to bring an additional capital of rupees 5,000. If A brings an additional capital of rupees 5,000, then cash will be increased. Since cash being an asset of the firm, if asset increases, it should be debited, while A's capital account should be credited, since A has brought capital in the business. Now we have to compare B owns capital balance with B's new capital. So here all capital balance is 35,000, whereas his new capital is 25,000. So there is a surplus. So if there is a surplus, then an excess amount of rupees 10,000, there is an excess amount of 10,000 should be withdrawn by B. So if B withdraws an excess amount of 10,000, then the journal entry will be B's capital account DR to cash account. So here there is a deficiency of rupees how much? 10,000. Since the required capital is 25,000, where all capital balance is 35,000, which means excess amount of 10,000 should be there's an excess amount. Since there's a surplus, so if there's a surplus, then excess amount should be withdrawn by B. If excess amount is being withdrawn by B, then B's capital will be decreased. If capital decreases, it should be debited. Sorry. And here, look at C's old capital. C's old capital balance is 30,000, whereas C's new capital is 20,000. Again, there is a surplus. If there's a surplus, then an excess amount of 10, there's an excess amount of how much? 10,000. And an excess amount of 10,000 should be again withdrawn by C. So the journal entry will be, here I'm going to write C's capital. I'm going to pass compound entry. Here C's capital account will be debited by 10,000 to cash account. In total, how much we get here? 20,000. Okay. And since D's new capital is 30,000, since D is admitted to the partnership and he has brought this 30,000 as capital, so journal entry will be cash account DR to D's capital. So how much he has brought as capital? 30,000. So we are done with all the cases with regard to adjustment of capital. So with this, I want to conclude my today's video lesson. Thank you.